So there I was, looking down at my gut, my little round stomach. And I felt disgusted. I kind of look on my face, in fact, just because as I looked down, I did not see a nice flat stomach, but instead this little bulge, this little round stomach, which came out a little bit fat. Call this in English sometimes a spare tire, especially for men, where it's just around your middle, around your gut, your belly, your stomach area, kind of go around to the sides too. This was about 1 year ago. I was looking down, didn't have my shirt on, just looking down at my little round gut. And I was depressed because I let myself gain that weight. So I felt sad, also disgusted and angry at myself. Saying to myself inside, what the hell are you doing? Look what you have to let yourself go. Let yourself become kind of lazy. I'd never in my life had this much fat. I've always been thin, always been healthy, always been fit and in good shape. But a year ago, I've reached the bottom. I was the heaviest I have ever been. My stomach bulging out like a little, not quite a basketball, maybe half a basketball size. Just stare at it. Disgusted, angry, sad. Then I sat down at my computer to distract myself, in fact. This is so disgusted, so sad, so annoyed with myself. I didn't want to face the truth. I didn't want to think about the truth, that I have let myself become lazy, now a little bit fat, that my energy was low, that in general I just wasn't feeling very good, wasn't feeling very energetic day to day because I've let my health and fitness drop. So I went to the computer, like most of it, like to distract myself. This is what we do. We get on the computer, watch a video, watch TV, do something else. We don't want to, when we don't want to think about an unpleasant truth. So I go up, open my email up, looking at my email. And I noticed an email from my good friend Joe White from Learn Earring English. In fact, some of you may know him. So I clicked it, opened up the email, and quickly start reading it. An email was not a normal email from Joe. Rather, an email Joe said, I just watched again the movie The Way. I've been thinking, do you want to walk the Camino de Santiago with me in Spain next year? It was perfect timing. So I thought for about 5 seconds, and I said, boom. I immediately, boom, on the keyboard, I said a quick reply. Yes, let's do it. I'm ready. Boom, send. Fast decision. Didn't think deeply about it. I just knew I needed to change. I just been looking at my fat little gut and feeling disgusted and feeling sorry for myself, feeling, my life was just kind of going down. I was always working too much on the computers and let my health and fitness and my vitality and energy and drop. And so the email from him was like a boom, like a quick lecking ball. Boom. I realized that this is what I needed, a total change, something completely different, something new. So boom, I replied, yes. The next day, I got a reply back from him, great, let's do it. And we scheduled it. We scheduled after a few emails and decided to do it spring of the next year, which, as a matter of fact, is right now. So, what's really interesting is what happened afterwards. Because of this one decision, suddenly I have something in the future to look forward to, and actually quite a big challenge. And then I knew that walking the Camino de Santiago, it takes about 30 to 35 days for most people. I knew I would need to walk every single day, 12 miles or 15 miles, someday maybe 18 or 20 miles. And I knew that I would be doing this in sometime mountain and hills. I need to carry a backpack with all my clothes and everything I needed. And I looked out at my little guy and I realized I'm not ready. Right? My energy is low, my fitness level is not good. I'm kind of a little chubby. Chubby means a little bit fat. So immediately though, I felt this surge, this increase in my motivation. And I started taking notes and writing out training plans. I think, okay, next year to walk the Camino, what do I need? What do I need to be able to do? I need to be able to walk long distances every single day for 1 month or more, and I need to be able to do that with weight on my back. Within time, with some strength too. I'm going to need much more endurance, and I'm going to need some strength as well to handle the weight of the backpack. But I let my mind go. More ideas and more thoughts are coming into my head, and I realized, wait, I'm doing this is in Spain, and it's not in a big city like Barcelona. It's going to go through some small little towns. It's very likely people will not speak English or not much. I'm going to need Spanish too. I'm going to at least be able to have basic conversational Spanish. Boom. I wrote that down on my training plan. So endurance, strength, Spanish. And I realized, of course, that the whole trip would be much easier if I lost some of that fat, right? If I'm lighter, that's the less weight I have to carry. That fat weight. The fat doesn't add any fit, so I knew if I got rid of some fat, the whole trip would be easier as well. And so my training began quite slowly at first. Last summer, I started just walking more. Didn't really do much Spanish at that point, honestly, but I just started walking, going for little walks, and started at least trying to eat a little healthier, trying to cut out some of the extra sugar that I let myself eat, things like ice cream and stuff like that. But then in the fall, it started getting closer, right after the fall. It's almost 6 or 7 1 month away now. I need to get serious. It's still the Camino. I need to be. I know. I know we were doing it in the spring of 2015. So suddenly a little more urgency came in my mind, in my heart, and I started running again. I was in Japan in the fall, so I started running and go to local park and running. And I decided, I'm gonna follow an ultra marathon training plan. I figured if I want super endurance, well, the best way to do that is to train like I'm preparing for a marathon or even an ultra marathon. And then I thought, I'm gonna train for the Camino and get in great shape. I don't want to lose it. I don't want to do the Camino and afterwards become lazy again. So I thought, what I should do is choose another challenge to do after the Camino in the fall of 2015. So I keep my momentum, I keep my energy going. That's why I decided I tried to do an ultra marathon, a double marathon, 4 or 5 months after the Camino. So I'll be training for the Camino and the ultra marathon kind of at the same time. Big challenge. So I start running a little bit more each week, and I follow a very simple plan that I have used in the past, many years ago, to train for a normal marathon, and that is I run 2-3 times a week, and then I would do one more run in the weekend, a long run. Every week, I would increase that long run by about 10 minutes, by around 1 mile for me. That's what I started doing. So in the beginning, last one, I was running very long, not very long distances at all. Then I started traveling from the winter time, traveling around Asia, Thailand, Cambodia, Nepal. And my running started getting more and more. Like the distances start increasing. And then, because I was really excited to prepare for the Camino, my wife and I decided to do a hike in Nepal, the tall Himalayan mountain. I thought, number one, it would be a great experience, something I always wanted to do, and number two, it would be a nice piece of training and a nice bit of training for the Camino, helping me to prepare. I have to carry a little backpack, and I'll be in the hills, so help me get stronger, get ready for the Camino. So we did a Nepal hike, which is quite tough, in fact. And I've talked about that in the previous show. As a matter of fact, evolved into a great experience. Then this winter, my training really became solid. It really became serious, meaning focused, committed, dedicated. The distances of my running started getting quite long. 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. And then just this last week, 6 hours. I also realized I need some more strength, so I started lifting weights. First in the winter, I went to the gym and did some heavy weightlifting, like squat and deadlifts, then bench press, big heavy weights. Then when I came San Francisco, I started doing push-ups, some pull-ups, and using the kettlebells to increase my strength. As a result, at this point, I'm feeling fantastic. Now, I'll talk more about this. I'll talk about how you can totally change your life when we're back from Twitter. But first, some Twitter question. The Twitter question is from Hate Madil. Hate Madil asks, how can I improve my academic writing? All right, so quite specific. I got a lot of questions about writing. How can I improve my writing? This is a little bit different. He's talking about academic writing for school, especially university. This is more challenging. Honestly, it's a little more difficult. I would say first, focus on improving your normal writing. What's normal? Normal writing is the writing we use in the real world. College is not the real world. The university is not the real world. The real world, business, emails, blogs, articles, all those things. Real communication with people. To improve the general writing, your real world writing, the best thing you can do is read books, lots and lots of books. What kind of books? Read novels, meaning stories. Read in English every day, as much as you can. And then also you can read nonfiction if you prefer nonfiction, self-help books, books about history, books about science. It's up to you, whatever you're interested in. But reading lots of books, as much as you can each day, will help your writing. Because as you're reading, you're also absorbing, you're taking in the writing. So you're seeing it and get that input. You're seeing good, correct writing again every time you read. And that's it, a little bit deep in your brain. And unconsciously, you'll learn better writing in that way. That's the foundation. That's the number one best way to improve your writing. In addition to that, you can also write a little bit each day, but without pressure. What I could recommend is write in a journal or write a little blog every day. Just write 2 to 3 paragraphs per day. Now, when you do this blog writing or journal writing, do it quickly. So don't be worry too much about making mistakes or to try to make it perfect. Just get in the habit of every day writing in English. Just don't worry about the mistakes. And again, as you do this day after day after day, it will get a little bit easier, a little easier. And because also you're reading a lot, you find that your writing will slowly improve, but in a quite natural and effortless way. That's how you improve the general writing. What about academic writing? You got to write research paper and stuff. That's a weird, strange kind of writing. It is actually not very good writing in most cases. But it's necessary if you're in university and you need to pass your courses, so you got to do it. So the way to do that is, again, follow the same structure, the same plan, but just do it with academic material. So for example, for academic writing, you need to write a lot of academic articles. So every day, read academic articles in your field, in your area of expertise. They're not necessarily fun to read all the time, but still, it will help you to get a feeling for the style. And the more you read them, the more you will get a feeling for the correct style to you for research paper and academic writing. And then the second part, every day, do some academic writing, just like with the journal, right? You have a journal, and again, you're going to write every day, but write about your topic, the field, the topic that you're studying in school. So your physicist write about physics. You can just summarize, review what you've read. For example, you could read a research paper and you write your two paragraph summary, but do that every day. Again, write quickly. Don't make this perfect. Don't take a long time to do your writing. You're not going to do it. Make it quick, and then just repeat this process day after day after day. It takes time to learn good, correct writing. And for academic writing, it's even tougher because it's such a strange and specific style of writing. So there's no magic way to do it instantly in a couple of days. It is a process that takes months. But that's how you do it. Good luck to you. Let's go back. How can you change your life right now? And I mean it. A massive, huge, big change in your life. How can you do that? How you create those big, huge changes? A lot of us have a dream of a kind of life we want to live, the kind of person we want to be. And when they look in the mirror, and when we realize we're not that person, we're not living that life, and then we can feel sad and depressed because of that. And sometimes we can feel angry and disgusted at ourselves because they haven't made the right choice. We haven't done what we need to do. We're not the person we want to be, right? I want to be chubby. I don't want to be fat. I don't want to be tired. I don't want to be lazy. And I didn't a year ago. So I was in that same position. And yet this one decision to do the Camino de Santiago, to walk that path, to that adventure, that one decision transformed my life. A year later, I feel completely different. I look down at my stomach, it's nice and flat. More importantly, I feel fantastic. In fact, right now, a year later, I am the most strong, the most fit, the most healthy that I've ever been in my life. I'm 47 now, but I'm stronger and more fit than I was when I was 27 or 17. And most people, we have this idea that when you're middle age, in your 40 or 50s or 60, that means you're getting weaker and you have to decline. That's bullshit. Wrong. Except I'm in the best shape of my life. That just read last 6 hours. I could never have done that in my 20s or 30s. I could have if I trained, but I didn't. The point is I didn't. So I'm actually feeling more alive, more strong, more fit than ever before. What caused that? that one decision to say, yes, let's do the Camino. That's just one decision. What else? My energy is, I feel fantastic. I have a lot of energy right now. Again, probably the most energetic I have ever felt in my life, more than when I was in my 20s or when I was a teenager or when I was in my 30s. I have more energy than ever. Also, I'm now speaking Spanish. Now, I'm not a great Spanish speaker. I'm kind of low intermediate Spanish speaker, but I can have basic conversations. Yeah, I make a lot of mistakes. So what? The point is that when I was in high school and college, I took Spanish for 2 years, and in school, I couldn't speak at all. And now 1 year later, I can speak some Spanish after making that decision about the Camino. And the truth is, I didn't really start my Spanish learning until just a few months ago. I started training physically earlier last year in the fall, but I waited on the Spanish until I probably shouldn't waited so long, but I waited until fairly recently. But the point is, though, I'm really excited because now I'm enjoying Spanish for the first time. I'm actually able to do some communication in English. In Spanish, I'm making a little improvement every day. Every week, I'm getting a little better. And now, most important of all for me, I have the belief. I'm certain that, yes, I can eventually learn to speak Spanish well. Huge change, huge transformation compared to 1 year ago. Another huge change in my life, I'm much closer with my friend Joe now. Our friendship is got closer. We got a closer friendship because of the shared experience of preparing for the Camino. Just preparing for it has brought us closer. We're constantly emailing and calling each other, or now on San Francisco, we're now meeting in person, chatting about the Camino, chatting about our plans, comparing notes about how we're training, helped us improve our communication and become even closer friends. And I imagine actually doing the Camino will make that even stronger. And in general, I'm just so much happier now. A year ago, I was feeling kind of exhausted and overworked from the business, effortless English. Now I feel fantastic. All of this from one single decision. Do the Camino. How can you change your life completely? You do it with one single decision. No kind of decision. It needs to be a decision about a big, inspiring goal or event. Something that will push you, that will demand from you some changes. That for me, with the Camino, I got to prepare for it's a long process of 1 year. That kind of decision, deciding to do that kind of a challenge, will completely transform your life. But let's talk about what the decision is. The decision is not a maybe. A big maybe I might do the Camino next year. I don't know. That's not a decision. That's a thought. Maybe I'll do it. I don't know. A decision is 100% commitment. When you really truly decide, you cut away all other possibility. It means you're choosing this one thing, this one goal, this one action, and that's it. You're doing it. It's done. It's decided in your mind. No other possibilities. That's how I made the Camino decision. When I decided to do the Camino, I decided very quickly. There's no other possibility. I was not going to change it. I'm going to change my mind. Oh, maybe not. Nope. I'm not going to decide to do something else. No. It was total and complete commitment. That's what a true decision is. So as you're deciding now how you want your life to be, choose one goal. And by goal, make it an event, something you have to perform, something that you actually have to do that will challenge you. And this will be inspiring and challenging to you. And then write it down and then decide. And after you decide, announce it to the world. Tell everybody you're doing it. It might be something physical like the one I did, the Camino. or might be something mental, like I'm going to travel to America and speak only English for a week. Something like that. I don't know. You have to decide something will inspire and change you and transform you. The key thing about decision is that it's total commitment, so you don't allow any other possibility. Once you decide, it's done. You're not change it at all. Complete commitment. That is power. That's how you totally change your life. That one decision to do the Camino, or look at all the change and transformation that happened in my life because of that one single decision. That power. Decision are power. All right. Finally, the effortless English news. What's happening? Well, as I said, I'm going on the Camino. I'm going to Spain. I'll walk the whole Camino de Santiago. That decision 1 year ago is now coming to life. I'm doing it. I'm off to Spain next week. Of course, I'm excited. I feel fantastic, and I'm really excited to make this come alive. Take some pictures and share them with you. Get the main thing you need to know is that this is the last effortless English show until June. So I'll be walking in Spain the entire month of May. Of course, I won't be doing any effortless show. In fact, I won't be on Twitter. I won't be on Facebook. I'm going to avoid the computers during this time. I want this walk to be a special experience. I don't want to think about work during this time. I don't want to completely focus on the experience of doing the Camino de Santiago. And so, no show, no Twitter, no Facebook. I'm sorry, I'll miss you for about a month and a half. But once I get back, I promise that I will share pictures and I'll tell you stories about my experience walking the Camino de Santiago. Doing this to help each other. Help each other on our member forum, help each other on our VIP and ICC site, help each other on Twitter, answer each other questions, support each other, encourage each other, please. This is what makes the effortless English international family so important and so strong, because we help each other, we care for each other. Finally, let me remind you about our mission and our code. We do the best we can, we do the right thing, and we show each other we care. Please continue to do those things while I'm gone over the next 6 weeks or so. So as always, thank you so much. I love connecting with you. I'm going to miss you, but I'll see you in 6 or 7 weeks. See you in June. I have lots of pictures to share. I have lots of stories to tell. And imagine I'll come back with even more energy, even more excitement for you, for effortless things, for teaching, for the show, for life in general. Until then, see you. Have a great few weeks. And as always, go to effortlessenglishclub.com for information about my courses, my book, anything else about Effortless English, effortlessenglishclub.com. See you when I get back from the Camino. Bye for now.